The Great Wall of China, a silent guardian through the ages. Welcome to a serene journey through the ages, where we will explore the Great Wall of China, an ancient marvel that stretches across peaceful mountain ranges and quiet valleys, standing as a silent guardian through centuries of history. As we walk along this vast, winding wall, let the tranquility of its timeless presence soothe your mind. Feel the gentle breeze as it brushes against the stone, whispering stories of the past. Tonight, you will drift through the ages, lulled by the stillness of this grand structure, a symbol of resilience and protection. Chapter 1. The Wall's Origins, Built to Endure. Imagine the dawn of an empire long ago, when the first stones of the Great Wall were laid. The early emperors, seeking to protect their land from invaders, began this monumental task, building a barrier that would stretch over mountains, deserts, and forests. Close your eyes and picture the workers, thousands of them, patiently placing stone upon stone, their hands shaping a legacy that would last for millennia. The sound of their tools, soft, rhythmic, echoes in the calm night air, blending with the silence of the landscape. As you imagine the wall rising from the earth, feel a sense of reassurance. This wall was not just built of stone and brick, no, but of dedication and purpose. It was created to endure, to stand firm against the charging winds of time. Chapter 2. Through quiet mountain passes, the wall and the land. Now let us walk along one of the wall's peaceful stretches, winding through quiet mountain passes. Picture the majestic peaks rising on either side, their slopes covered in mist. The wall hugs the contours of the land, following the curves of the earth, as if it were a natural part of the landscape. Feel the stillness around you. The stones beneath your feet are cool and smooth, worn down by centuries of footsteps, yet the wall remains solid, a steadfast presence among the mountains. Listen to the soft rustle of leaves, the distant call of birds. The Great Wall watches over the valleys below like a gentle guardian, offering peace and protection to those who pass through its shadow. There is something calming in knowing that this ancient structure has weathered countless storms, yet still standing, strong, serene, and unmoving. Let that sense of stability bring you comfort. Chapter 3. The Watchtowers, Silent Sentinels of the Past. As we continue our journey, imagine passing by the watchtowers, silent sentinels that have stood guard over the walls for centuries. These towers, placed along the length of the wall, once housed soldiers who kept watch over the horizon, their eyes scanning the distant lands for any signs of danger. But now the watchtowers are quiet. Their stones have witnessed the rise and falls of empires, yet they remain peaceful and still, blending into the landscape like old friends who have stood by for ages. Feel the quiet strength of these towers, their presence as a reminder that even in times of uncertainty, there is always protection and watchfulness. The wall, like a gentle giant, has always stood to shield the people, offering a sense of security and calm. Chapter 4. The Wall at Sunset, a Golden Embrace. As the day begins to fade, imagine the sun settling behind the mountains, casting a golden glow across the stones of the Great Wall. The light softens the rugged edges of the bricks, wrapping the wall in a warm, gentle embrace. Picture the sky painted in soft hues of pink and orange, the colors blending with the mist that drifts around the peaks. The wall seems to glow in the fading light, a quiet reminder of the beauty that comes with age and endurance. Feel the peace that comes with the setting sun as the world grows quiet around you. The Great Wall stands bathed in the silent light, a symbol of the enduring calm that can be found even in the most formidable of structures. Chapter 5. A Guardian Through Time, the wall's lasting legacy. As the night falls, the Great Wall becomes a silent silhouette against the dark sky. It had stood through centuries of change, through wars, through dynasties, through generations of people. Yet, here it remains, unmoved and steadfast, a guardian that watches over the land in quiet peace. Let this image of the wall in the moonlight bring you a sense of calm. Its long, winding path stretches far beyond what the eye can see. Yet it stands as a symbol of patience, endurance, and quiet strength. Feel the reassurance that comes with knowing that, like the Great Wall, we too can stand firm through the challenges of time, finding peace in our resilience. As we conclude our peaceful journey along the Great Wall, let the quiet strength of this ancient marvel stay with you. Its stones have withstood centuries of history, but it remains a silent guardian, watching, protecting, and offering calm to all those who stand in its shadow. As you drift off to sleep, let the serene presence of the Great Wall guide you into a peaceful rest. May its quiet strength bring you comfort, and may you find solace in its timeless tranquility. Good night, and may you sleep soundly under the watchful eye of the silent guardian of China. Paper, a gentle art that changed the world. Welcome to a gentle exploration of one of humanity's most delicate yet transformative inventions, paper. Tonight, we will trace the quiet origins of paper, from its humble beginnings in ancient China to the soft flutter of pages that shaped art, communication, and culture across the world. As we embark on this journey, let the soothing sound of rustling paper guide your thoughts. Imagine the feel of soft, handmade sheets between your fingers, carrying stories and knowledge that have passed through generations. Let the calmness of this story wash over you, inviting peace, stillness, and quiet wonder. Chapter 1. The Birth of Paper. A Silent Revolution. Picture ancient China around 105 AD. During the Han Dynasty, the world was changing, and the need for a gentle, more efficient way to communicate ideas was growing. Before paper, bamboo, and silk were used to record information, heavy, cumbersome materials. Now, close your eyes and imagine a quiet moment in history when a court official named Kai Lun, inspired by nature, began to experiment with something new. He mixed tree bark, hemp, old fishing nets, and rags, creating a soft, pliable sheet of fibers. As the mixture dried in the sun, a thin layer, fragile layer of paper emerged. It was a simple process, but it carried the weight of great change. This gentle art would soon transform how people wrote, drew, and expressed themselves. Can you hear the soft whisper of those first pieces of paper as they were lifted in the breeze? It was the sound of a new era, unfolding quietly. Chapter 2. The Spread of Paper. A gentle wind across the world. Now let's drift with the wind as paper begins its quiet journey beyond China. For centuries, this delicate art was carefully guarded, its secrets known only to those in the East. But like a breeze that carries the scent of spring, the knowledge of paper spread softly across the world. By the 8th century, paper had reached the Islamic world, where artisans further refined the process, creating smooth sheets for recording poetry, religious texts, and the wisdom of ancient scholars. Imagine the quiet rooms where scribes dipped their quills into their ink, hands moving steadily across the pages, each stroke of ink a soft caress on the surface of the paper. In these moments, paper became more than just a medium. It became a bridge between cultures, a way to share ideas without speaking a word. It was silent yet powerful, changing how people thought, communicated, and created. Let that thought fill you with calm. Something so light, so unassuming, carried the weight of knowledge across time and space, gently transforming the world. Chapter 3: Paper and Art. A canvas for creativity. Imagine paper not just as a tool for writing, but as a canvas for art. In ancient China, artists took thin sheets of paper and turned them into landscapes, soft mountains, flowing rivers, and delicate trees painted with gentle brushstrokes. Feel the serenity in these scenes. The paper, fragile yet resilient, allowed for the expression of beauty in ways that no other material could. Imagine sitting quietly, watching an artist dip a brushstroke into ink and slowly, carefully paint a lotus flower blooming in the stillness of a pond. The paper absorbs the ink gracefully, its surface smooth and welcoming, capturing the essence of nature in every stroke. In these quiet moments, paper became a medium for peace, for contemplation, for beauty. Its softness mirrored the calm, and that came with each brushstroke. Let this image fill your mind. The sound of the brush as it moves across the paper. The quiet unfolding of a scene. A work of art that exists in harmony with the world. Chapter 4: Paper and the Written Word. Stories carried on the wind. Now, let's follow the journey of paper as it becomes a medium for stories, like the one I'm telling you today. In the centuries that followed its invention, paper became the foundation for books, scrolls, and letters. It was through paper that stories were passed down from one generation to the next, whispered softly through the ages. Picture a storyteller sitting by a warm fire, unrolling a long scroll of paper. The room is quiet, and the firelight flickers against the walls. As the storyteller reads, the papers crinkle gently, carrying the weight of ancient words passed down like a breeze moving through the trees. The stories told on paper are timeless, enduring through the ages, from myths and legends to poems and songs. Paper held these tales close, allowing them to be shared with ease. Feel the comfort in knowing that paper was a keeper of stories, a silent companion in the journey of human expression. Chapter 5: The Evolution of Paper. From scrolls to books. As we move forward through time, imagine the evolution of paper. From long scrolls to bound books. Picture a calm, quiet room where monks sit patiently in candlelight, transcribing ancient texts by hand onto sheets of paper. Each page is turned with care, the soft rustle of paper breaking the silence. These books, created with patience and dedication, would be passed on, shared with scholars, poets, and philosophers. The process of creating a book was slow, deliberate, and mindful. Paper became the silent partner in this journey, offering its smooth surface for the recording of knowledge, allowing ideas to flourish and spread. Let the thought of these ancient books resting quietly on shelves bring you peace. They are like quiet guardians, keeping the wisdom of the world safe, patiently waiting to be opened, to share their secrets. Chapter 6: Paper's Legacy. A gentle, enduring impact. Finally, as we near the end of our journey, let's reflect on the legacy of paper. From its humble beginnings in China to its spread across the world, paper has quietly shaped human history. It has carried knowledge, art, and stories through the ages, leaving an indelible mark on the world. But its impact is gentle, like the soft flutter of pages in a quiet room. It doesn't shout, no, it whispers. Paper invites us to slow down, to take a moment to reflect, to feel the peace that comes with putting thoughts to page. Let this thought bring you comfort. In a world that often feels loud and chaotic, the gentle art of paper reminds us that some of the most powerful changes happen quietly, softly, with patience and care. As we conclude our journey through the story of paper, let this gentle presence stay with you. Paper, a simple creation of tree bark and fibers, has quietly changed the world. It carries the weight of knowledge, art, and history, yet it does so with grace. As you drift off to a sleep today, may the calm, quiet strength of paper guide your thoughts into peaceful rest. Like the soft turning of pages, let your mind settle into stillness, and may the gentle art of paper bring you peace. Good night, and may you dream softly, cradled by the quiet wisdom of paper. Gunpowder. From quiet alchemy to world-changing fireworks. Welcome to a journey that begins in the quiet alchemy labs of ancient China and stretches across centuries, shaping celebrations, warfare, and technology. Tonight, we'll explore the delicate balance of discovery, the magical and transformative force of gunpowder. This story isn't about loud explosions or violent history, no. It's about how the quiet search for immortality, that's right, the quiet search for immortality gave rise to something unexpectedly powerful, something that would change the world. Now, as you relax and listen, let your mind drift like a soft breeze and picture the flicker of a candlelight in an ancient alchemist's study. Let the peace of this story settle into you, bringing you calm and restful state. Chapter 1. The Alchemist's Quest, a quiet pursuit of immortality. Imagine yourself in ancient China, over 1,000 years ago, in the peaceful silence of an alchemist's lab. You hear the faint sound of mixing, grinding, and whispering incantations. These early alchemists, with their robes rustling gently, were searching for something extraordinary: immortality. Close your eyes and picture the soft glow of a flickering oil lamp, illuminating shelves filled with strange powders and liquids. The alchemists carefully combine sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter, hoping to find the elixir of life. For them, each quiet experiment was a step toward eternal youth, a soft prayer for something beyond the ordinary. But instead of eternal life, the experiments led to something different. One night, as a mixture of these ingredients was exposed to flame, there was a sudden, quiet flash, an unexpected result. What they had discovered was not immortality, but gunpowder, a gentle spark that would eventually ignite the world. Chapter 2. Gunpowder's First Sparks. Fireworks in the Sky. The early users of gunpowder weren't violent, they were magical, filled with wonder. Now imagine a peaceful festival in ancient China, where the night sky is calm and still. As the village gathers to celebrate, the alchemists present their new creation, fireworks. Feel the excitement in the air, but also the peace of the night as the first spark shoots into the sky. The crowd watches in awe as the darkness is illuminated by vibrant colors, reds, greens, and golden bloom like flowers in the night. A gentle display of light and fire. The fireworks crackle softly, not loud or frightening, but as soft bursts of color that seem to drift into the stars. In this moment, gunpowder wasn't seen as dangerous. It was seen as something beautiful, something that could light up the night in peaceful celebration. The people gathered under those ancient skies couldn't have known how gunpowder would change the course of history. But in that moment, it was a simple source of joy and wonder. Let the thought of these quiet, colorful fireworks fill your mind with peace. Imagine the calm that comes with watching something so fleeting yet so magical. Chapter 3: A World of Quiet Change. Gunpowder spread across the globe. As the centuries passed, the knowledge of gunpowder began to spread, traveling softly across borders, carried by traders and explorers. Picture the quiet journey of a few small vials of powder, carried by hand, tucked away in ships and caravans. The alchemist's mixture began to reach new lands, new hands, and its use softly evolved. In Europe and in the Middle East, gunpowder became a tool not just for celebration, but for innovation. Yet, even as its purpose shifted, there was still something quiet, almost mystical about it. Imagine a silent workshop where craftsmen and engineers carefully experimented with this new substance. They studied how it could power cannons and rockets. But in these early days, it wasn't chaos. It was quiet curiosity. The slow realization that gunpowder could change not only celebrations but also how people built, defended, and explored their world. It's easy to imagine the power of gunpowder as loud. But here, in these peaceful moments of discovery, it was a slow, quiet revolution. Each small explosion, a whisper of the future. Chapter 4: The Transformation. Gunpowder's gentle evolution into power. As we drift forward in time, picture the quiet transformation of gunpowder from a substance of joy to one of utility. In ancient China, it was all still used to create the soft light of fireworks and for ceremonial purposes. But in other parts of the world, it began to be shaped into something more powerful. In the early days of warfare, imagine a castle surrounded by thick fog in the early morning. The silence of the battlefield is broken only by a gentle creaking of wooden catapults and of the soft footsteps of soldiers. It was here, in the stillness before the battle, that gunpowder would play its quiet yet transformative role. Even in these moments of conflict, there is a sense of calm. The explosions are not chaotic, they are precise, controlled, and purposeful. Gunpowder, though capable of immense power, was used with great care and calculation. This wasn't a wild force. It was a force of innovation, changing the way people thought about defense and protection. Let this idea settle in your mind, and the thought that even something as powerful as gunpowder can be harnessed gently with intention. It is a reminder that great power doesn't always have to be loud or violent. It can be quiet, methodical, and deeply transformative. Chapter 5: Gunpowder and Fireworks, a Return to Celebration. As we move back to the present, let's return to where gunpowder began, with fireworks. In modern times, gunpowder is still used to create beautiful displays in the night sky, bringing people together in celebration. Imagine once again in the peaceful night, the stillness of the air and the soft sound of fireworks as they bloom into life above. These quiet bursts of light and color remind us of the origin of gunpowder, not as a tool for destruction, no, but as a symbol of joy and creativity and unity. Each firework is a reminder of the alchemist's first discovery, an unexpected gift from their quest for immortality. In this moment, as you picture the fireworks lighting up the night, feel the calm that comes with knowing that even something so powerful can be used to bring beauty into the world. Chapter 6: Gunpowder's Legacy, Quiet yet Profound. Now, as we come to the end of our journey, let's reflect on the quiet yet profound legacy of gunpowder. It began in a peaceful alchemy lab, traveled across the world in silence, and it found its place in celebrations, warfare, and innovation. But throughout its history, gunpowder has remained a gentle reminder of how the smallest discoveries can change the world. It whispers to us that power doesn't always come with noise. It can arrive quietly, like a spark in the dark. As you drift off to sleep, let the thought of gunpowder's soft beginnings fill you with peace. Imagine the gentle crackle of fireworks in the distance, the quiet hum of history unfolding, and the comfort of knowing that even the most transformative forces can be born from moments of stillness. As we close our journey, may you rest in quiet wonder of discovery. Gunpowder, born from a search for immortality, has carried the weight of history on its soft, delicate shoulders. Let this thought bring you comfort as you drift into a peaceful sleep. Good night, and may you dream of soft sparks in the night sky, of ancient alchemists and quiet revolutions. The Silk Road, a path of peace and prosperity. Welcome to a journey along the Silk Road, a path of peace, prosperity, and connection that stretched across continents and centuries. As you listen, let the thought of ancient traders, travelers, and storytellers guide you into a state of calm and tranquility. The Silk Road wasn't just a route for goods, it was a bridge between cultures, a way for people to share ideas, art, and dreams. Tonight, we'll travel softly along this ancient path, from bustling markets of China to the distant lands of Persia, India, and beyond. You'll hear the stories of those who walked this road, their gentle footsteps carrying silks, spices, and the hopes of peaceful exchange. Let this tale of quiet adventure ease your mind and help you drift off to sleep, knowing that, like the Silk Road, life is full of calm connections and peaceful journeys. Chapter 1: The Birth of the Silk Road, a quiet beginning. Imagine yourself in ancient China, over 2,000 years ago. The land is calm and still, with the soft hum of daily life surrounding you. In the Far East, the beautiful fabric of silk is being spun and woven by skilled hands. Picture the delicate threads shimmering softly in the light as they come together to form something smooth, something luxurious. At this time, China was a world apart, Its people lived in peaceful isolation, creating silk and other treasures that the rest of the world had never seen. But soon, a path would form, one that would connect China to the rest of the world in ways no one could have ever imagined. Close your eyes and imagine the first travelers setting out. Their footsteps light on the dusty road. They didn't know then that this path, winding through deserts and mountains, would become one of the most important trade routes in history. It started small, with only a few caravans carrying silk. But as the year passed, more and more people followed, and the Silk Road was born. This road wasn't loud or chaotic. It was a gentle ribbon of connection, winding through vast, peaceful landscapes. Chapter 2. Traveling the Silk Road, the sounds and sights of tranquility. As we travel along the Silk Road, imagine the soft sounds of camels' hooves pressing into the sand, the quiet murmurs of traders speaking in different languages, and the gentle breeze that carried their words across the desert. There was no rush, no hurry. The Silk Road was a slow, peaceful journey, a path where time seemed to stretch out like the horizon. Picture yourself on the back of a camel, swaying gently with its steps. The sky above you is endless, a deep blue that stretches from one side of the world to the other. The sun is warm, but the air is cool and calming. Around you, the desert is vast and quiet, with only the softest sounds of life. Ahead of you, the silhouette of a distant caravan comes into view, its figures small against the backdrop of towering mountains. These travelers have come from afar, bringing with them spices, perfumes, and stories. As your caravan meets theirs, there is no loud exchange, just the soft sharing of goods, the peaceful exchange of gift of ideas. Feel the sense of peace that comes with this connection. The Silk Road was not just a route for goods. It was a path of trust, where people from different cultures met, learned from each other, and left in peace. Imagine the quiet joy that filled these moments, the feeling of mutual respect and understanding. Chapter 3. The Beauty of Silk, a Gentle Treasure. Now, picture the heart of the Silk Road, its namesake, silk. This delicate fabric, so soft and smooth, was more than just a luxury. It was a symbol of beauty, craftsmanship, and connection. Imagine the first time a trader from the West laid eyes on this shimmering fabric, running their fingers over its surface, feeling the the gentle coolness of the silk. Silk was prized not for its loudness, but for its quiet elegance. Like the Silk Road itself, it spoke softly of beauty and grace. It was something to be cherished, something that brought calm to those who touched it. As you listen, imagine yourself wrapped around a silk robe, feeling its softness against your skin. Let its lightness calm you. Let its smoothness bring you peace. The Silk Road carried this treasure across thousands of miles, and with it, a sense of tranquility that spread from China to the farthest corners of the world. Chapter 4: Beyond Goods, the exchange of ideas and culture. The Silk Road wasn't just a path for material goods. It was a path for ideas, art, and culture. Imagine the quiet conversations between scholars and philosophers, sitting together under the stars, sharing their thought on life, the universe, and everything in between. As the caravans traveled from the east to west, they carried more than silk and spices. They carried stories. Picture the soft glow of a campfire at night, the air cool and still. Around the fire, travelers from different lands sit together, their voices low and soothing. One tells a story from China about a dragon that guards the mountains. Another shares a tale from Persia of a great king who ruled with wisdom and kindness. These stories drift through the night air, blending together like the colors of the sky at dusk. They're not loud or boastful, but quiet and thoughtful, shared with the understanding that stories, like silk, can connect us all. As you listen, let your mind drift with these ancient tales. Feel the calm that comes from knowing that across time and space, people have always shared stories, always sought to connect in peace. Chapter 5: The Quiet Role of the Silk Road in History. Over time, the Silk Road became more than just a trade route. It became a symbol of peace and prosperity. It was a reminder that even in a world divided by mountains, deserts, and oceans, people could come together and share what they had. Imagine the quiet triumph of this path, winding through the centuries. It wasn't a road built on war or conflict, but on the simple, peaceful exchange of goods and ideas. It carried the hopes of empires and the dreams of individuals, all bound together by a common desire for connection. Let the thought of this peaceful road bring you comfort. The Silk Road, though long and winding, was a path of patience, trust, and mutual respect. It reminds us that even in the vastness of the world, there is always a way to connect, always a way to find peace. As we come to the end of our journey, let's reflect on the quiet beauty of the Silk Road. It was a path of prosperity, but more importantly, it was a path of peace. It carried not just silks and spices, but the hopes of people who sought to connect across the distances of land and time. As you drift off to sleep, let the soft sounds of the Silk Road fill your mind. Let the gentle steps of camels, the quiet conversations around the campfire, the soft rustle of silk in the wind, feel the peace that comes from knowing that even in a world as vast as ours, there is always a path to connection, always a way to find tranquility. Good night, and may you dream of distant lands, peaceful journeys, and the quiet prosperity of the Silk Road. The Grand Canal, a tranquil lifeline of ancient China. Welcome to a journey along the calm, quiet waters of the Grand Canal, an ancient man-made marvel that gently wove its way through the heart of China, connecting its people, town, and the richness of their culture. Tonight, as we float along its peaceful waterway, let the stillness of this journey bring you peace and ease your mind. The Grand Canal wasn't just a waterway, it was a lifeline flowing through the veins of an ancient civilization, stretching over 1,000 miles. It quietly united the empire and brought prosperity to the lands it touched. As you listen, imagine the soft ripples of its waters lulling you into a state of calm, knowing that even the smallest stream can connect great rivers and distant lands. Let this tranquil story wash over you as we drift together down this ancient canal, a testament to the quiet power of connection. Chapter 1: The Birth of the Grand Canal, a quiet beginning. Close your eyes and picture ancient China. Over 2,500 years ago, the land was vast, its people spread across mountains, plains and rivers. In the north, the mighty Yellow River surged with its powerful, unpredictable current. In the south, the Yangtze River meandered gracefully through fertile fields. But between these rivers, there was a need for connection, a quiet desire to unite the empire. And so, the Grand Canal was born, a dream of gently flowing waters that would bring the land together. Imagine the first dig of the earth, the quiet anticipation as workers began to carve this new path. Their work was slow, deliberate, and thoughtful. Every canal, every lock, and every bridge was crafted with care, ensuring that the waters would flow smoothly and gently, carrying not just goods, but the hopes of an entire civilization. Picture the slow, steady progress as this lifeline began to take shape, connecting the northern and the southern regions of China, just as rivers connect the earth to the sky. Chapter 2. A tranquil journey along the canal. Now, imagine yourself floating along the Grand Canal, your boat gliding smoothly through the calm waters. The canal is wide, its surface like glass, reflecting the soft light of the sun as it sets behind the distant mountains. There's a cool breeze, and the air is filled with the gentle sounds of life along the water's edge. To your left, you see a small village nestled along the banks, its rooftops peeking out from behind the trees. Farmers are working quietly in the fields, their movements slow and rhythmic. The scent of rice paddies fills the air, mingling with the soft fragrances of wildflowers. To your right, a group of artisans are setting up their market stalls, preparing to trade their wares with travelers like you. They speak in hushed tones, their words blending with the sound of the water lapping against the shore. As your boat continues its peaceful journey, you pass under a stone bridge. It arches, casting long, graceful shadows across the water. The bridge is ancient, worn smoothly by the passage of time, but still standing strong, a silent witness to the centuries of life along the canal. Let your mind drift with the boat, feeling the slow, gentle movement of the water beneath you. There is no rush, no urgency, just the quiet, steady flow of the canal, carrying you towards a place of peace. Chapter 3. The Quiet Lifeline, Trade and Prosperity. As we continue our journey, imagine the quiet bustle of trade along the Grand Canal. For centuries, this waterway carried boats filled with rice, silk, tea, and other treasures of the land. These goods moved not in a frenzy, but with a steady, purposeful flow, bringing prosperity to the towns and cities along the canal's path. Picture the traders, their boats heavy with goods, moving slowly down the canal. They call out softly to one another as they pass, sharing news, stories, and a sense of camaraderie. The canal was more than just a route for trade. It was a place of connection, a place where people from different regions could come together and share the fruits of their labor. Feel the sense of calm that comes from this steady, peaceful exchange. The Grand Canal was like a lifeline, quietly nourishing the empire, just as its waters nourish the land. It wasn't a place of conflict or noise, but a place of cooperation and harmony. Chapter 4: The Engineering Feat, a testament to quiet strength. The Grand Canal wasn't just a natural wonder, it was a marvel of engineering, built by the quiet determination of thousands of workers over many centuries. Imagine the careful planning, the precise digging, and the thoughtful construction that went into creating this waterway. Every bend, every lock, and every bridge was designed with purpose, ensuring that the canal would flow smoothly and sustain the empire for generations to come. But this engineering wasn't done with force or haste. It was a slow, patient process, built with the understanding that true strength comes from quiet perseverance. The Grand Canal is a reminder that even in the greatest achievements can be accomplished with calm, deliberate effort. As you listen, let the thought of this quiet strength bring you peace, like the workers who built the canal. You too can find strength in patience and determination. Just as the canal flowed gently through the landscape, you can move calmly through life, knowing that even the smallest steps can lead to great things. Chapter 5: The Cultural Connection, a Path of Peace. The Grand Canal didn't just carry goods, it carried culture. Along its banks, ideas, art, and traditions flowed just as freely as the water itself. Picture the soft exchange of scholars and poets traveling along the canal to share their knowledge and creativity with others. Their words, like the water, were gentle and thoughtful, meant to inspire and uplift. Imagine the quiet conversations that took place along the canal's edge. Artists discussing their latest works, philosophers pondering the mysteries of life, the musicians playing soft, soothing melodies that echoed across the water. The Grand Canal was a place where ideas could flow freely, bringing people together in peace and understanding. As you listen, feel the calm that comes from knowing that, like the canal, we too are connected. Our thoughts, our ideas, and our stories are all part of a larger flow, one that moves quietly through the world, bringing peace and connection to all who are willing to listen. As we come to the end of our journey, let's reflect on the quiet beauty of the Grand Canal. It was a lifeline for ancient China, a source of prosperity and connection that flowed gently through the centuries. It reminds us that even in a world as vast and complex as ours, there is always a way to find peace, always a way to connect. As you drift off to sleep, let the soft sound of the canal fill your mind. The gentle lapping of the water against the boat, the distant hum of life along the shore, the quiet strength of the canal itself. Feel the calm that comes from knowing that, like the Grand Canal, you too can find peace in the flow of life. Good night, and may your dream of peaceful waters, quiet journeys, and gentle connections that unite us all